CTV News at 5 with Hudson Mack.
Conservation officers believe a cougar that is terrorizing wildlife on the Saanich Peninsula is a mother teaching her young cub how to hunt. Overnight, 4 ducks were killed on West Saanich Road, and officers say it's likely they were killed by the same pair that's been targeting sheep and goats in the area. A 3rd cougar has been spotted on the other side of the peninsula. Last night it was reported on Munns Road near Francis King Park. Conservation officers say the mother in central Saanich could be on the prowl with more than 1 cub.
Based on the number of livestock that's been killed in the incidents that have happened, we're talking like 6, 7 animals killed at one time. We think it's probably a mother cougar with a young one, maybe even 2 young ones with it. And yeah, she'd be teaching them how to hunt, how to kill. It means that there's going to be more livestock probably taken. It's got 2 mouths to feed instead of 1.
All over the place.
Last week, more than a dozen goats and sheep were killed by the big cat or cats. Conservation officers are warning farmers to keep a close eye on their livestock and keep them indoors in pens if at all possible. Former Global Television reporter Ron Benzie has been sentenced to 4 years in prison for sexually assaulting a young boy. The 45-year-old appeared in Surrey Provincial Court today. He pleaded guilty to assaulting the boy last month. 8 other sex charges involving 2 other minors were stayed. The Crown had asked the judge for a jail term of 2 to 3 years, but the judge said that was too lenient and sentenced Benzie to 4 years instead.
The sentence imposed was 4 years jail, which is a federal penitentiary sentence. The judge also imposed a number of ancillary orders. Mr. Benzie's been ordered to provide a sample for the National DNA Data Bank. There's been an order under the criminal code that he is not to attend any parks, playgrounds, daycares, or other areas where children might be expected to be found for a period of 20 years. And he's been prohibited from possessing firearms for a period of 10 years.
The defense had asked for a conditional sentence for Benzie, 18 to 24 months of house arrest, but it's 4 years in prison instead. Now to our nation's capital, where things got a little batty today in the newsroom for our colleagues at CTV Ottawa. Take a look. Just after their live broadcast began at noon today, a bat made its way into the studio and onto the set, and then spent about 15 minutes flying around the newsroom. The unexpected guest made quite a stir. But a brave staff member finally got it off the air, chasing it out the newsroom's front door. Well, Victoria's Mustard Seed Food Bank is asking for your help tonight as it gets ready to give students in need a fair start for their new school year. The food bank is stocking up on school supplies to help less fortunate students go back to class properly equipped. Volunteers were packaging up the bundles today filled with notebooks, pencils, and crayons. The food bank says it is not concerned about a shortage of school supplies, but it is worried about what the children will be taking to school to have for lunch.
We need help, and we need it as soon as possible because there are families that are getting ready to send their children back to school. We have a lot of school supplies, but we have concerns about what we are able to put in their lunch kits when they leave for school in the morning. So some of them have access to lunch programs, but there's many that don't.
The Mustard Seed says it saw a 20% increase in people signing up for food bank help in June. If you'd like to assist, and for more information on how you can help, go to mustardseed.ca. A woman in Trail is thanking her dog for saving her life in an attack by a cougar. The cougar snuck through an open screen door in her home on Saturday night and attacked her while she was on her sofa. The woman's 11-year-old border collie named Vicious struck back and chased the cougar out of the home.
Just thankfully my dog is fast and still, and I have her. You know, if I didn't have her, you know, we wouldn't probably be having this conversation.
Well, this was a very old cougar from my understanding, and it was starving and it was desperate for food. And it does things that normally one wouldn't do.
The woman escaped with just some puncture marks on her legs from the cougar's claws. She was fortunate. Conservation officers then shot and killed the cougar about 400 meters from her home.